Let's get back to work. Yeah, I didn't want to talk this morning. I had this job once in Albuquerque. It was at Guardsmark, and there was a building they made for commerce, and it didn't get rented, and there's nobody getting it. So they were just waiting for people to rent places for it and open it up, and someone to buy it and stuff. So we had to sit out there and watch it so it didn't get vandalized. Right? And they had this wand that was magnetic and traced where you walked. And you had to walk around with this wand around this big parking lot. So in that you were showing a presence that you didn't just sit down and fall asleep and stuff, right? And so um and we had a golf cart that was charged. It was electric. It got charged. And a lot of times a lot of the guys wouldn't it only hold the charge for about half a shift. Another guy, if you didn't recharge it at any time. And so at night, a lot of times I recharged it so people could use it in the daytime. Okay. But there was two people on the day shift and one on the night shift. And a lot of times they would use the cart and not use the bike or walk. And so you didn't get to use the cart at all. And I would charge it for them because I'm just that type of person. I'm a considerate person. I care about people and their health. And, the little electric cart, sometimes if you're tired, and some of the other guys that worked on the day shift were overweight and older, probably needed to walk. Probably so, but I'm not going to play God. Right? I just try to be considerate. And I remember listening to the dude from the R&B station. They called it the Soul Bucket, and they'd play old R&B tunes. One time when I called in and asked for, he played "I Do Love You," or "Sitting in the Park" by GQ. He liked GQ, and I said, "Hey man, could you play "I Do Love You" by them?" He goes, "Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that one too." So I called up, and then this other guy called in and asked for him to play Billy Stewart, and he goes, "I just played that." He goes, "Yeah, but you played GQ twice in a row." I was like, "Oh man, yeah, you got you on that. Play Billy Stewart, right?" We both like GQ a little bit better because the guy has a really sweet voice, but I like Billy Stewart too. But it was kind of funny. But I remember the last time my kids and my wife, we were trying to get back in the military and got ripped off by Albuquerque Maps horrifically. Okay, and my sister knows it to this day, but she still doesn't accept it. Your boss ripped us off, Val. He took all my profit sharing from Southwest Airlines. It totally radically changed my marriage of Amy. If I had had my profit sharing from Southwest Airlines, our marriage would have been radically different. We probably would have we probably could have got a job in Flagstaff, ended up in Flagstaff, and then managing the money. When I have $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, I can make it work and last and put us into a good. So the military, they knew what they were doing. Okay. When said don't worry about the mail with the going default and student loans, that was Jesus in my head. Okay. With the stuff with trying to get back in the military, that Jesus didn't tell me anything about that. They that was all them. Okay. My thing was just, put myself in situations to where, yeah, I didn't get the thing, so had to go back in the military to survive financially. Basically they were hunting me, and it's a bad idea. Okay, so this is a very bad idea, right? Very bad idea. And so, but I remember that when I last to touch that stupid wand, to that last thing. Then I could go back to my wife and kids in Surprise, Arizona, which I missed, Yeah, of course I missed Amy. Amy wanted me to be a player. She wanted me to be the Snoop Dogg of wherever we went, only not the drug dealer. But she didn't want the drug dealer culture and all shit with it, but the sleeping with the Hugh Hefner culture thing she liked. And she always told me being married to her was like being in a gilded cage. She loved the kids and she loved me, but I was a prude. And she couldn't talk me into not being a prude. And I'm like, shit, yeah, I understand, And, well, no, because even And I told her that too. No, even if you and Angel know, because Reich, yes, okay, because she lied about him, and so no, you can't get involved in those. You have to be those have to be a kind of relationship where it's very forward and very front. But you'll find people that get involved in those kind of relationships don't have a tendency not to be very forthright and honest and up about it. And if they are, they lack the desire to have the responsibility of children and things like that. So it's Amy got put in that lifestyle and then ended up pregnant and being a mom, and she needed someone to raise her kids and take care of her kids. That's why she married me and didn't get back with Kelly, because neither one would be responsible enough to care for the children. All right. I guess she got all her yayas out, when your husband explains it publicly on social media and everybody in military intel knows, you can radically change and get with guys that will, more or less be radically a different lifestyle. And everybody says, "That he's lying." Yeah, I'm lying. I get it. So, so people can change, and they will, especially when they realize they've been used by selfish people that don't care about their children. That radically changes people. And so I'm sitting here, I'm listening to music, and that connection to Kirk Cameron. Rockefeller doesn't like him. Rockefeller hated self-righteous hypocrites, but they're all self-righteous hypocrites. He hated people in his own family. He had people in his own family that he wanted me to trap in hell and then have the technology kill them because there's no other way to get rid of them because they can clone and put their brains on robots. So you're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. So he had to put me in the epicenter and then let the technology become intelligent and adapt to me, as opposed to the people inventing the technology to try to eliminate me and replace my faithful love with their ego. And so he had people that he cared about, people that he loved, that he knew they weren't going to stop, and I had to get the technology to kill them and then eliminate their capacity to clone and put their brain on a robot. So this is a hard job. This is a hard job. So really hard. This is harder than taking a Harvey the Puka to Washington with saving an angel to get its wings. And this is really hard shit, man. This shit is fucked up. Really, it is. So it's really difficult. And so it's really hard. But last night's dreams were interesting. I had a lot of Kirk Cameron and Janet Jackson because they're both child stars. And you seek some kind of refuge because you're in hell. I got that from Jada and Will in prayer. It's like, no, your kids go to school with Victor Maitland. And you have to go to these parties in order to keep your job and keep your thing. And then you still have to keep your job, because if you try to get out and get away, they will hunt you down and kill you. And you love your wife and you love your kids. And I'm like, that's a Puka. That's a Harvey Puka problem there. That's a difficult problem there. That's me and Dean Martin and Raquel Welch trying to get away and go to Missoula, get away from George Kennedy because he wants to bone Raquel so hard he can hardly stand it. He's got a hard on in his sleep all night trying to want to fuck Raquel Welch. I can understand that. Just about anybody in their right left mind with a erection and erection pills wants to bone Raquel Welch or women that look like her as much as humanly possible. Yeah, there's Jeffrey Epstein's the king, right? You're so wrong. But it's not true. It's not true. I have a bigger crush on Ella Fitzgerald than Raquel Welch. Because given the dynamic, I think Ella Fitzgerald would have appreciated me more and have more propensity to be faithful, and then try to find a lifestyle where we could just get away from it all, hang out and do things that we had to help pay the bills, but not focus on that. That just, I love you. I love you too, baby. You want to go garden and take a shower and get naked? I love you so much. This is my sweet talk. That is my romance talk, right? That's funny, but it's just huge crush on Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah. And I've never been a shallow person. I've had shallow moments, especially when I jocketized, and but I was repulsed by them and found them repugnant, and I completely just got away from it. All the swag and the hoog and the hog and the who the swag is with the hottest people that work the hardest to be the hottest. And, oh, fuck you and your little dog too and the horse you rode in on. Go away. Okay. So my baseline from this Rockefeller experiment is Jennifer Lynn Lopez, and it's obvious. You can see why. You have to go in and take this woman who's shallow and arrogant and superficial, and you have to save her and her children from hell. No, I just have to turn on the light and open up the door. I don't have to go in and say, come on, get out. The Lord's Prayer is over that way. That would be that way. Follow your nose, Toucan Sam. Okay? There you go. How many licks does it take? The world may never know. Okay? So I'm good, And so, but she's my baseline. And so they had the stuff, and I got out, I heard about that. And so with Kirk Cameron, it's a safe place. You need to find a safe place from Victor Maitland and all his friends. So you make up this Jesus that's you, and you pretend, and that's the biggest problem we have in the world, period. Okay. How many people in the world believe they are God? Why do you think I always tell people that? Neither a first person nor a possessive pronoun be omniscient, omnipotent. Jesus is the messenger of this faith and not the God in your head that's fucked for money instead. Okay, do you understand? So, he said fucked, and I'll say it again. As long as you think Jesus is a fucked, money-grubbing, jack-in-the-hose pimp in your head, right, said Fred. Too sexy for your fucking shirt. We'll wipe your ass with it because you're full of shit, and I don't want any dessert, right? So, Earl, I'm just making this up as I go along. I can say all these people, the hip-hop you do sounds like nursery rhymes. Yeah, but at least my nursery rhymes stop crimes. And your rhymes are nothing but a crime. So stop talking about that or you'll need more money to fuck. Here, big bag of money. Go fuck that bitch. She doesn't know her butt from a hole in the ground. She doesn't know right from wrong. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly. That's just about sex. And I was listening to Get Closer by Sills and Crofts. And I remember, Lori, it's so sad. They're breaking up. Why is that sad? Two people that are not living the Lord's Prayer are no longer fucking and having children that won't live the Lord's Prayer because they're like their parents. Why is it sad that they're no longer having sex? Hitler and the Nazis aren't having sex anymore because we're living the Lord's Prayer. Oh, God, it's so sad. I'm going to watch Requiem for a Dream and cry again. Oh, it's Sophie's choice to win the Oscar or not to win the Oscar. Help, man. Can I get a backstage pass? No, but my girlfriend's back there. It's okay. She's fucking someone else who has more money than you. We're not worthy. Oh, Milwaukee, the good land. Got lots of money. Lots of diaper money gospels there. Yeah, lots of money. Want some popcorn and TV? I broke my tooth. I ain't eating popcorn again. I don't know. I think once they stop poisoning me, I'll probably eat popcorn again. It's just that you know how it is. You don't? I didn't go by St. John's because that's where they popped me and locked me up and made me sit on my hands for 30 minutes, where they had the cop waiting for me. I didn't like going by there for the longest time. I went the other way because of the PTSD. And, lots of things with Amy gave me PTSD like a motherfucker. But I know it's not Amy's fault. It's a scientist that turned Amy into, it's the Bride of Frankenstein. Yes. Okay, go marry Peter Boyle. I'm just not interested anymore. Okay, you get like that. But with Amy, it's not like that. I talk her and walk her through everything. Because she was a victim. And she always, I hate victims. It's like, you don't hate yourself, Susie Bear. No, you don't. You like yourself. You're fun. And you're really cute. And you're fun in the bedroom. Yes, you are. Okay. Cecilia. Okay. I'm going to go wash my face. Son of a bitch, she did it again. Okay, do you understand? So it's funny. She has a good sense of humor. So if she's watching this, she's laughing. She's like, Ralphie's funny. I am funny. And muy más more inteligente than all the pendejos and pendejas that write the Big Bang Theory. And the Georgie and his first and second wife, the fourth, fifth, second time, it won't last, but it's all right. That's okay. Syndication sucks because money's not real. Okay, share, caregiving, of course, built to last. Al Psalms and Proverbs of you. Okay, guys? So I'm going to go get my shots up. Stop being an asshole. Stop praying to yourself and thinking you're getting God because the way the technology, I don't want to hear it. I'm not your God. You're an asshole. Ask for money one more fucking time. They will. Boy, Rockefeller nailed you fuckers to the wall. See why he didn't like you? I don't like you. And I'm not Sir Alec Guinness, and you're not Sir Alec Guinness, and there's no awards, and there's no big stash of fuck money to have sex with the most superficial, arrogant, aggressive, abusive woman. So, Lord's Prayer forever. Odelay.